everybody, welcome back, man. Y'all already know who it is, and you already know I got another great video for everybody today. You know I'm all about growth and self-development and becoming your best self. Like, the whole point of this channel is digestible income. I try not to overwhelm y'all with too much information at once, just enough to digest and be able to like process and then decide if that's something you want to execute for yourself. So today's video is definitely, I believe, going to help a lot with that, especially because I've just been having a lot of conversations with people who've been like talking a lot about just the relationships and how they've been feeling after the fact and all those things. And so like, but they never look at like the other side of the coin. It's always just on like just the negative aspect of it. And so I want to be able to shed some light on this today. So cue that intro. Alright, so let's get right into it. Today's topic is the benefits of ending a relationship. Like, there are so many great benefits to like finally ending those relationships that you all are in that like nobody thinks about when you do it. And like, I just be so in shock how it's always heartbreak and never like happiness. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you leave a job, right? It's like people always put that note out on like LinkedIn to be like, with regret, like I'm so sad that I'm leaving this company, such a great experience and all these other things, but I'm so excited to be joining. I'm like, no, you left the company for a reason. Most of the time it's either culture or it's money or it's whatever. Like, I can start going on the in-betweens, but it's like a toxic manager, whatever your choice it is. But like, you were hell of excited to leave, but you like put this like a negative note on your way out, being excited for the next relationship. That's kind of how it is with relationships in general. Like, on the exit, like you left it for a reason, like something you're learning and growing from, but you make it like it was like but you process it to yourself like it was just devastating. Which brings me to the first point: sunk loss fallacy. If you don't know, you're about to know. Okay, so sunk loss fallacy is, and a lot of people struggle with this, and if you do, utilize it in every aspect of your life. What it is like when you commit to something, even when you don't see it going well, you don't know when to just pivot or drop the whole situation. Like, in today's society, that quitter, you quit on this, is pushed so hard into people's minds that like you could be doing something or commit yourself to something that just isn't working out, but you don't give up on it because you feel like you're a failure, you feel like you're a quitter, because like, or you don't want to change trajectory. Like in a relationship where you clearly see this one isn't working out and there's 7.2 billion, well, you can split it in half because it's probably half men, half women. And but just make it 3. There's 3 billion other selections that you have, but instead of you like recognizing that, like you just stay stuck, like it's eventually gonna work out. I know we can work this. I know I could change this person. I know maybe I could change even more. Maybe my standards are too high. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's this. You get my point. And so sunk loss fallacy affects so many people. Like, oh my gosh, y'all don't even, like, whoo, I know some relationship with this, so we're gonna keep it there. All right, first benefit, you gain experience. Like, while you're in a relationship, you get to learn what you like and what you don't like. All right, and if people went into them with learning experiences and not, this is my end all be all, this is the last person I'll ever end up with on earth, like, you would learn so much more. Like, you now know, do you like to Netflix and chill more, or do you like to go out more? Do you prefer someone that has a little bit more money, or like, do you prefer someone that gives you a little bit more quality time? Do you now like gifts, or did the words of affirmation help you? Y'all see how I just use the love languages, right? But it allows you to lean more into these things, so that way you can now figure out going into your next situation, like, all right, I did learn those things. Because if you was talking to a guy or a girl that didn't have money, right? Now you know, damn, I want to see what it's like to talk to somebody with money. Like, because you don't even have that experience yet. And then you go do that. And then it's like, that don't work out. And it's like, instead of being sad, but it's like, all right, having a dude with money was great, but like, this dude was an asshole. So let me try to talk to somebody with money, but also like is nice to me and like treats me right. Perfect. Fellas, you may talk to a shorty that had no money. And so you're like, damn, paying for all the bills, that fucking sucked. You know what I mean? Like that. Actually, I was losing all my money that I was working hard for. Let me try to find somebody that's a little bit more financially well off, because then I could kind of understand that is. Then you experience that and you're like, oh yes, like I could definitely talk to somebody that has their own bag because they plan things as much as me. You get my point? Like, you all got to learn from those relationships and stop looking at them as failures from a sunk lost fallacy aspect that it was just supposed to work out. Okay, so that's the first thing. Looking at it as experience gained. It's really important. Next thing, you get to see what it feels like to break up with someone. That is so important, because so a lot of people, I can't say this is the only reason. It's definitely not the only reason, but more than less, people cheat because they haven't been on the other side of knowing what it feels like to get like your heart broken. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know the actual impact that it's having on another person to turn around and like cheat on them and like put them down or talk shitty to them. Like, they haven't experienced it. Even if they got their own insecurities going on, that's one thing from actually experiencing it yourself. Like, there's some people who are insecure as hell, but no one would ever call them out because maybe they just got a certain look. Maybe they're just fucking jacked, right? As a guy, he jacked, but he insecure as hell. And like, instead of you saying it out loud to them or like having them really feel the effect of what's going on actually in their mind, ain't nobody gonna say nothing because they feel like, oh yeah, like this. Or maybe you're a woman and you are absolutely drop dead gorgeous, but you are insecure about so many things internally that you want to be able to share, but like no one's gonna call you out because you're gorgeous, you look amazing. So you don't get that experience to see what it actually feels like for someone to like call you out on your shit. And so it's the same thing when a relationship ends. You now feel that, like, okay, this is what it feels like to like leave a person who I really did care about, but it didn't work out. Do I want to feel this feeling again or do I not? You know, and then you can like start deciphering, okay, I don't mind that it ended, but maybe the feeling I want to look for next time is like that feeling of like real care, real love, and that way I can like know that it wasn't just me being desperate for a relationship, but me and this person actually put our energy in together to make it work. You know, that's so important, like in a relationship, to see how it feels after. So that's another big thing. And one of the best ones I'm gonna give you all for today is you get to now self-reflect on the relationship. And I know I gave y'all a bunch of self-reflecting points, but like, I'll give y'all one. So when the last person I was talking to, when we stopped talking, right, they turned around and they told me how like, oh yeah, see, I just wasn't good enough to continue forward with you in your life, right? And then I sat back and was like, wait, no, I always told you I was going to dip and I was going to do this and I was going to do this with my life. Like, this is where I was headed when we met. Like, I always was straightforward. But in their mind, it was like, yeah, you always were super honest about everything. But I expected things to go like this because I showed you XYZ. And as I listened to them more and more, and by the way, you all can probably tell I'm a pretty intellectually, emotionally smart person. And so like, it's just certain things I can notice and peep that, remember, it's not that I acknowledge as a red flag, but it's just like I can just peep it and I can kind of see sometimes like patterns, and I just say, okay, I'm pretty sure this is going. And something I noticed is like, even in general, they used to tell me their past stories about the exes, they never were at fault for anything. And so I knew that's kind of where their story was going. And they just talked about how all this, like, yeah, you know, I did all this, you know, I showed you I was there for you, I showed you this. So like, I felt like you would have changed your mind, like, about things and this. And I was like, yeah, well, I like always been honest. I always been straightforward. I always like told you exactly what's on my mind. I kept you updated throughout the whole process. I never shifted. I even came to you a couple times just being like, hey, how are you feeling? Because you do know XYZ, and they just stay strong, stay this. But like the end all be all to this point that I'm making is that like when it's over, it allows you to self-reflect. Of course, you can be delusional and just be like, nah, none of this is ever gonna be my fault. Like it just had to be all this person's fault. Or you can dig into yourself to be like, hey, maybe in their case, and I'm just saying maybe, I can't read their mind. I'm pretty sure, in fact, this is on point, but like, let's just stick to I can't read their mind. Like, you know, maybe you had been through a lot of tough relationships and then you met a really great person. And even though this person was real with you, you didn't expect what you were getting. And so your desperation to actually be with someone good might have got the best of you. You know, it's a self-reflecting point. And so now, you know, going forward, they're like, hey, I actually am worth someone great talking to me, but I do need to acknowledge that, like, if a person just tells me up front, like, hey, they don't know how long they're gonna be around, they working on these aspects of their life, this, and I need to just be more guarded, or I need to be more straightforward about expectations from the beginning, so I don't even find myself in that loophole down the road. You know what I mean? Like, those are self-reflecting points you got to get. And for me, like, from a situation like that, I could dig inside and be like, okay, I was honest, I was straightforward, I did like say and do everything I said I was gonna do, but maybe next time I need to scale back a little bit. Maybe like nice dates and being like overly passionate and affectionate like could actually like not help the situation because they view things totally different than me. Now, this is just self-reflect. You don't have to do anything. It is just about looking deep inside of yourself and then acknowledging what happened, acknowledging like how you felt and acknowledging how you saw things. And then in the next time around, you can just decide if you want to do things differently or if you want to continue the same pattern. Like, it's completely up to you. And I think that's another thing like some people don't think about. So yes, there are so many benefits to relationships ending. Yes, in the beginning, they're always going to suck because you're just losing like a person who you had a connection with. But it is 7 point, it might be more now. I keep saying 7.6, but I haven't looked at the geographical numbers yet. But if it's 7.6 billion people in this world, you split that in half from all the kids and like the other sexes, and we'll put it at 2.5 billion, okay? Like, people you have options with. Like, you'll be fine. I promise you, you will find someone who is connected to you the way that you want to be, and you gotta definitely keep your frequency high to make sure you attract those people. Like, that is one of the big things that like a lot of people don't do either. It's like you go out of a shitty relationship, your frequency is low, and you meet low frequency people, and then you start feeling like, oh yeah, man, this is why this shit don't work out. But the problem is you gotta up your frequency back. You gotta recognize, look, dive deep, be like, okay, this is why this worked out. Up your frequency, now you're vibrating on a different level and you're gonna attract different people. So always remember that. Hope you all enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.